Man suspects his brother is actually his son.
I'm speaking out because there are people suffering in silence right now. And if I was going to suffer to the extent that you're aware of, I didn't want to do it silently anymore.
A man no longer silent about allegations of sexual assault involving his own mother and the paternity case that he has now filed. Now, he told police his mother repeatedly sexually assaulted him when he was a child.
She maintains her innocence, but a judge sentenced her to nearly 10 years in prison as part of that criminal case.
And now this man, who's 26 years old, wants to know if his younger brother could actually be his son. He reached out to 8 News Now investigator David Sharns, and David, he really wants to get his message out about it.
Right. Jesus, when did this happen? 'Cause usually it's like a statute of limitation, and he seems older, but she got 10 years, so he had evidence or something. And if the brother's the fucking son, that'd put this to bed.
And that message is that men are survivors too, right? We looked at the data, and nearly half of all men will report some form of sexual assault or harassment in their lifetimes. Logan Gifford says his life is full of other people's consequences. That pain, he says, will never fully go away, and now he hopes to get help answering one big question.
There's a possibility that my brother could be my son.
It's a question 26-year-old Logan Gifford wants answered. Is his
he's 26? I thought he was a lot older.
His younger brother, conceived around the same time he told police his mother sexually assaulted him, actually his?
I'm still directly involved in the mess that has been left to me.
Gifford telling police that mess began when he was 10 and lasted for 7 years. Prosecutors charging Doreen Gifford with sexual assault and incest. She maintained her innocence and took an Alford plea on charges including attempted sexual assault, meaning she did not admit guilt but believed prosecutors could sway a jury to convict her.
Sending her to prison was halfway vindicating because I thought the largest problem of my life was originally dealt with.
Logan Gifford, the oldest of 4, says with his mother in prison, he was left to raise one of his younger brothers born with cognitive disabilities.
He deserves to have a quiet and peaceful life. And like I said, he's here now. And he and I didn't ask for any of this.
That's led to a paternity case, asking a judge to order an advanced test to determine who is that boy's father.
And if it comes back negative, I'm still filing for custody, because that doesn't change, the obligation that I have to him now.
Now, for Gifford, working on political campaigns, getting married, and having children. But he says getting here wasn't easy.
I really wound up having to make a lot of critical decisions at a very early age because I was looking at the impact that it would have had on my siblings.
Now, he thinks one of those siblings could actually be his son and hopes to finally get an answer.
And it's ugly and visceral, but it doesn't change the fact that it needed to be done.
Dude, that's crazy. Can you imagine even like him having other relationships? Like, how do you deal with that for you women out there? If the man told you, yeah, I was sexually assaulted, blah, 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 by his mother. And then I guess is it the same? See, if a woman comes to a man and say, yeah, I was sexually assaulted by my father. Yeah, I guess it's the same. Like, oh, God, like, you got to be really careful. And, like, any sexual assault is bad, but to have a parent do it is just, like, wow. Like, I don't know.
Records show Doreen Gifford is back in prison, and we asked the Department of Corrections why, but we haven't heard back, and we were unable to reach her. Before her sentencing nearly a decade ago, her attorney maintained her innocence and said Logan, remember a child at the time, had ample opportunity to report those allegations. Now, as an adult, Logan says that kind of statement shows how the system is failing young men like him. I'm David Sharns, 8 News Now.
Very brave of him to share his story, David. Thank you. If you or anyone you know needs to talk to somebody about sexual assault, there is a number you can call at the bottom of your screen. It's 775-221-7600. It takes
attempted sexual assault.
Alford plea, I don't really like that, but I guess it saves the state or the city money, and they don't got to go through this. Like, okay, you agree that we got enough evidence, cool. But it's still allowing them that gray area to say, nah, I didn't do it. It just looked bad. They just had me, and they conspired against me. So I don't know. We should just do away with that shit. Either you're guilty or you're not. Hey, I'm taking a plea. Maybe, hey, I'm taking an Alfred plea, which means I can get less time. If I go to trial, it's facing 20 years. But if I just come out and say, yeah, I did it, and don't take me to trial, which is like, I guess it'd be a guilty plea, right? But a guilt, I don't know. It's weird. That's just a big gray area. What do y'all think? Hopefully that man is okay. And he got children. Now he got to look out. He's probably like always like looking at the mother of his children like, okay, I trust you, but it's still like in the side of my head, I got this itch. I got to watch you. And he should definitely be able to get that paternity test. And I guess so he's 26 now, and it happened from 10 to 17. So around 17, he told her she got arrested and she got out now, but now she's back in jail. And we don't even know what it's for, but yeah, he definitely deserves that. And if it's not, hopefully it's not, and it's his brother, and then he could still move on with his life and take care of his brother and be happy that. Otherwise, it's even more messed up. Let me know what y'all think, cave dwellers. I don't know.